My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of A Man Escaped. And this is a movie I really wanted to watch for two reasons. The first one is that this movie is a slow burn of a man trying to escape prison, accurately titled. And that got my attention. The second reason is that I've heard nothing but amazing things about this movie. It's rated one of the best movies ever on Letterboxd, so I went in with high expectations, and if I'm being 100% honest, I find it to be immensely overrated. I do like the premise. I think this could have been a great movie. In fact, I would love it if we got a remake. And for the first act, I was engaged, but my goodness, after a while, I just became so bored watching this movie. You just grow numb to it really quick, and you just tune out completely. And the biggest reason why is that there's no emotional investment. There is zero character work in this movie. So even though I'm spending all this time with Fontaine and him trying to escape, I just couldn't care because the guy is just a blank slate of a character. And Francois Litouret doesn't elevate him in any way. And when you don't care about the primary plot and the main character of this movie, it's hard for it to grab you in any way. I also found the narration to just explain way too much. You know the classic rule, show, don't tell, and I feel like this movie does the complete opposite of that. And I know it's an older movie, but some of the editing is just too amateurish. The constant fade outs and fade ins, I know it was a lot more prominent back then, but it still makes for a very poorly edited movie. I don't think this movie is anywhere as intense or as thrilling as it needed to be. I also feel like we didn't really get a sense of this jail environment. Like, we see him in his prison cell, he goes down the stairs, he washes his face, he then dumps some water down a drain, and then he goes back to his jail cell. Now, there is a very likely chance that this is accurate and I just don't know about it. It just seemed weird to me. And so much of the premise in this movie is just so contrived. Like, early on, he finds a way to break his door so he'd be able to get out. And then, like, nobody discovers the door's broken. Nobody hits the door in the weird spot. At no point does the wood fall apart on its own. It's just he did it and nobody notices. And then he has these giant hooks in his cell and he's hoping nobody searches his cell, and luckily for him, nobody does. Okay. Um, he's twisting and messing with his bed, and nobody seems to realize this. Like, I don't know, the whole thing just seemed incredibly easy. At no point was I on the edge of my seat. I was just like, huh, that's convenient. Like, there's an actual point where he's talking about, I really need a second spoon. And then in the very next scene, he finds one. You know, like in a much better written movie, we'd have him socialize with some of the people, and then like 5 minutes later, he finds a way to get another spoon. Not just, I need another spoon. Next scene, found another spoon. It's just, I don't think it's well written. I don't think it's well directed. And I don't even think it's well acted. I think it's just a boring slog of a movie. I was engaged for a little bit, but it lost me pretty quickly. So if you want to watch a much better prison break movie, I would just stick to Paddington 2. So I'm going to go ahead and give A Man Escaped a 3 out of 10. For a movie that was only an hour and 40 minutes, it felt so much longer. But have you seen A Man Escaped? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for some more videos soon. And Gavin out.